Have you ever felt someone watching you from a corner where no one stands? Or sensed a presence so heavy that your breath quietly stops on its own? What if I told you that 3 places in the world don't just feel haunted? They respond when you enter them. These places are not famous tourist spots. They are whispered about, avoided, and feared for one reason. People who go in don't come out the same. Let's walk through them, slowly. 1. The Red Room of Mukthi Fort, Rajasthan, India. Mukthi Fort is not on any tourist map. You won't find blogs or travel guides talking about it. The locals mention it only when the sun is high and no shadows touch the ground. They call one room inside it the Red Room. It was once used as a torture chamber during a monarchy's darkest years. The walls absorbed screams for decades, and even today, they say the stones are alive with pain. People who have entered the Red Room report the same 3 symptoms. 1. A slow rising pressure inside the skull. 2. A sensation of someone breathing beside the right ear. 3. A violent emotional flash, usually grief or rage, coming out of nowhere. One journalist entered the room in 2018 despite countless warnings. His footage was clear for the first few minutes. Dusty floors, empty walls, ordinary silence. Then, around the 7-minute mark, the camera recorded something terrifying. His shadow split into 2, and the second shadow moved a second slower. When the journalist stumbled out, villagers found him screaming at the walls, begging his own shadow to let him go. He never recovered. Psychologists say the room induces emotional imprint hallucination, a condition where an environment forces memories or emotions that do not belong to you. But the villagers say something simpler. The Red Room remembers everyone who enters, and it doesn't let you leave alone. The Crying Tracks of West Virginia, USA. In a remote corner of West Virginia lies a railway line abandoned after a tragic derailment in 1979. 57 passengers died in the crash, and none of the bodies were recovered. After the accident, workers reported hearing the sound of footsteps on the metal tracks at night, soft, dragging, and uneven. Locals warn that the tracks are cursed, not because of ghosts, but because of something worse, echoes of unfinished emotions. People who walk along the tracks after sunset report that they start hearing gentle tapping on the metal rails, a woman's voice calling a name no one recognizes. The sound of children crying, but always behind them. Here is what makes it truly disturbing. Anyone who hears the crying cannot identify where it comes from. The sound moves, it circles, it follows. In 2004, 3 students attempted to record these sounds. Their audio captured something that investigators still refuse to comment on. Midway through the recording, one of the boys suddenly asks, "Who's standing right behind us?" The camera shows no one, but the audio picks up breathing, slow, strained, labored breathing, right next to the microphone. After that night, the boys quit college, suffered recurring nightmares, and refused to talk about the incident ever again. Psychologists classify it as auditory hallucination, triggered by trauma sites, but locals repeat the same warning. If you walk the crying tracks, don't respond. The moment you answer the voice, it walks home with you. 3. The Night Hospital of Aomori, Japan. Deep inside Aomori's forests sits a hospital abandoned in the late 1980s, closed overnight. No official reason, no documents, no answers. Urban explorers call it the Night Hospital because the place behaves differently after dark. One of its strange rules: every clock inside the hospital is frozen at 2:17 a.m., the exact time the last nurse reportedly ran out screaming. Explorers who enter the hospital describe the same sequence of events. Step 1. The atmosphere thickens, as if the air itself becomes heavier. Step 2. Distant footsteps echo from the upper floors. Step 3. The emergency buzzer on the 3rd floor rings for 3 seconds, even though there is no electricity. One Japanese paranormal group filmed themselves walking through the corridors at midnight. Everything seemed normal. Abandoned beds, rusted medical trays, peeling paint. But then the cameraman whispered, "Why are the beds warm?" When they checked the footage later, the thermal camera revealed what human eyes couldn't see. 4 figures lying on those beds. Perfectly still, perfectly cold, invisible to the naked eye. The team left immediately. Weeks later, one member reported waking up at 2:17 a.m. every night with a feeling that someone stood beside his bed. Not hostile, not friendly, just present, watching, waiting. Psychologists say the loneliness of the building triggers fear-based hallucinations. The villagers say something else entirely. The patients never left. They stayed waiting for doctors who never returned. Some places are not haunted because of ghosts. They are haunted because the past refuses to die. If this story chilled you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more intense horror explorations.